Hey guys, first regards in here, and I'll be talking about one of my favorite Tech Marine builds in Space Marine 2 Patch 13 to dominate hordes and hard stratagems and operations with the heroic heavy bolt rifle and of course the Omnissian axe. Now, the Omnissian axe is by far my favorite weapon on the Tech Marine. This thing is super fun to use. The horde clear potential is kind of ridiculous. You can actually one combo Majoris, and the variant we are choosing today is the balanced version because the balanced version is just the overall best in my opinion. I mean, the damage here is very high, the speed is pretty good, and the cleaving potential is very strong, and most importantly, you get gun strikes, which are super important on the Tech Marine, and you also still hit the breakpoints to one combo Majoris with stuff like arc cleave. So for that reason, I do prefer it over stuff like the block version, the fencing version, or definitely the heroic version. Now, for the perk tree here, it is pretty much the standard option for horde clear. I do think this is like the overall best setup for the Omnissian axe. First up, we take perpetual strength, moving here into the perk armor siphon, killing a foe with the Omnissian strike, restores an armor segment at the cooldown of 60 seconds. And then I pick up the perk here, perpetual strength again, moving here into the perk static charge. Each foe hit during Omnissian rush increases damage of 10% within 4 seconds. I mean, you can pretty much tell the description here is a bit incorrect, but this just gives you a little bit more damage during your Omnissian rush. Next perk here is Iron Rush, incoming range damage reduced by 50% while using the Omnissian rush attack. This perk is super strong because the Omnissian rush attack is ever so slightly faster than your normal sprinting, and a 50% range damage reduction is very powerful in Space Marine 2. And this really helps you out against Chaos and Tyranids as well, so great for all factions. And next perk here is Armored Strength, moving here to the perk Perpetual Strength again. And then I pick up the perk here, Energize. While charging and releasing Electric Discharge, you don't lose 12 heavy hits, cannot be knocked back. Into the most important perks here, which are Rapid Charge for a faster charge rate, Electric Discharge, because this is super important for actually getting your combo out. And the final thing here is of course Mighty Blast. Power Discharge releases 2 shockwaves. Now the double shockwave here is also very important because this is how you actually breakpoint it to one combo Majoris on the discharge here, so definitely pick this up, and that's pretty much all there is for the Omnissian axe. Now for the primary range weapon, I do take the heroic heavy bolt rifle, mainly because this thing is just the overall best for Tech Marine in my opinion. Really, if you're playing siege mode or hard strats, you still have stuff like rapid health, rampage, armor regen, a ton of CHP recovery off the grenades. It is a very powerful weapon in Space Marine 2 and one of the best options in the game in general for both this class and tactical. So the first perk I take here is Extended Magazine. Magazine size increases by 15% of the maximum, and this will buff up not only your basic bolter magazine but also your grenade launcher portion, so really valuable for us. Then I move here into the perk Magazine Restoration. When your health drops below 30%, your ammo reserve is stored by a full magazine, cannot exceed maximum ammo capacity. The cooldown is 30 seconds. Now, this perk will not refill your grenades, it will only refill your standard ammunition, but that's still pretty strong here because the Tech Marine does not have the best ammo economy ever, and most of his ammo economy is supported by stuff like turrets and of course his servo gun. Now, the next perk I take here is of course Cleaving Fire, moving here into the perk Remote Threat for 20% more damage while at a distance of more than 25 meters. Then we pick up the perk here, Great Might, increased capacity for even more ammunition and more grenades. And we go up here for the perk Headhunter into the perk here, Recoupment. Killing a Majoris or higher enemy with a headshot this weapon restores one armor segment. The cooldown is 15 seconds. This perk is so valuable in Space Marine 2, but especially for the Tech Marine because the Tech Marine has the lowest HP total in the game, tied to Sniper, but unfortunately, unlike every other class, he has access to 0 damage reduction pretty much, or health increases, which means that if you get your armor broken, you're in a pretty bad spot, so recoupment is super strong on him. Next perk here is Rapid Health. When your health is below 30%, killing 7 enemies, Rapid Session restores health by 10%. This is a really strong perk effect and also really easy to pull off on a grenade launcher, and this also helps you stay above breakpoints that otherwise one-shots you and save some stims, so pretty nice option here. Next perk here is Perpetual Penetration, going down here into the perk Extended Magazine again. Then you can either pick up the perk here like I did, Divine Might, for 10% damage buff, or go down here for the perk Remote Threat. That is up to you, and I'll also say, if you want to skip over Extended Magazine or Divine Might entirely, you could just go up here for more headshot damage on Tactical Precision, but you will lose some damage on your grenade launcher portion, but it's not too bad because your grenades will still recover you instantaneous CHP recovery. It's just worse for direct damage on hordes. So that is up to you, and that's pretty much all there is for the heroic heavy bolt rifle. Now for the secondary here, I just take the new heroic plasma pistol. I think this gun complements the Tech Marine super well, and it really complements any class that has a good primary option because this one is just a damage nuking tool, so we just go for full damage. You could build the double shot here, charge cooling, because as long as you have this perk, you will be able to get 2 shots off on this weapon instead of 1, but today I'm just going for full blast radius here and full damage. So first up, I take the perk here, Plasma Collection. Moving here to the perk Rapid Cooling, Plasma Collection again, blast radius for more charge shot radius. Going here to the perk Perpetual Velocity, then we go all the way down for stuff like blast radius, retaliation for 25% more damage on a perfect dodge, and the final perk is Divine Might, and that's pretty much all there is for our weapon selection. Now for the perk tree, this is where things are pretty interesting on the Tech Marine. You do have a couple options here because number one, you can take Precision Enhancement like I did. This perk says that the servo gun now targets a single dangerous enemy and fires powerful precision shots. This one is, in my opinion, the best for hard strats and operations, just because it will do a tremendous amount of damage to bosses, extremists, and majoris, and the enemy clusters are not that bad in ops and hard strats on most modifiers, and even on those higher ones, it still overperforms all the time, so a really strong option. Also allows you to one-shot zoanthropes and stuff like that. Next perk here is Arc Cleave. Damage from charged melee attacks increases by 20%. This is just the overcharge perk on the Tech Marine. I know that the description here is a little bit different, but just keep in mind, Arc Cleave works exactly the same as the overcharge perk. It's just a 20% multiplicative melee damage buff, a really strong option. Next perk here is Long Range Barrage. Range damage at ranges greater than 20 meters increases by 25%. This is super nice for like any ranged weapon in this game, pretty much. Like the Oculus Carbine works very well with this, the Bolt Rifle Grenade Launcher, the Plasma Incinerator, you name it. Very powerful perk option in this column, much better than like Push the Advantage or Explosives Additive. I know some people like the damage buff here and Push the Advantage or stuff like Counter-Offensive Protocol, but in my opinion, the melee damage buff here is just not necessary because you already hit that breakpoint to one combo Majoris, and like 99% of the time you're going to be using Precision Enhancement to like one-shot the Extremists anyways, or the Extremists are like not super important to breakpoint in the first place, so I just prefer just taking this one and going for some extra range damage instead. Next perk here is Battlefield Repairs. Team members restore one additional armor segment for finishers on Majoris or Extremist enemies. This perk is just incredibly valuable, by far the best option in operations and hard strats in my opinion, and ever since they reworked this perk, it has been pretty top tier, so definitely pick it up. Next perk here is Inexorable Salvo. While the servo gun is active, you don't lose control of heavy hits and cannot be knocked back. This effect lasts 15 seconds after deactivation. So a cool interaction here is that you can take Lethal Perimeter here, which will say the servo gun marks a zone and automatically attacks enemies that enter it using 50% less energy per shot. But how this perk actually works is that you put down what is effectively an Auspex scan zone, and you can shoot that Auspex scan zone at the ceiling and trigger perk effects immediately like this without losing your cooldown at all, and also trigger perk effects like Counter-Offensive Protocols for melee damage. So Lethal Perimeter, a ton of utility on a no knockback build, so a really good option here. Next perk here is Replenishing Salvo. Killing or incapacitating an enemy with the servo gun restores an equipment charge. The cooldown is 75 seconds. I mean, free grenades, free melta bombs, top tier effect on every class pretty much. Though I will say, if you want to take Augmented Tarantula or the perk up here, Augmented Ammunition Feed, they're all pretty strong here. It is up to you. You can take whatever you want. I'm just taking this one today because I think overall the consecutive execution and stuff like this is very powerful. Next perk here is Strategic Gunstrike. Servo gun only targets Majoris or higher enemies and deals 20% more damage when the target is more than 20 meters away. The big thing here is using your precision enhancement and shooting a Hormigaunt in the face is one of the worst feelings on earth, so I do prefer this option. Though if you want to have like armor regen or more melee damage, you can definitely do that. I just think this one's overall the best because we do have a ton of armor regen already with stuff like Battlefield Repairs and our perk effect here like Recoupment. If you want that extra bit from Fortifying Salvo, you can definitely do that. Final perk here is Lethal Perimeter. The servo gun marks a zone and automatically attacks enemies that enter it using 50% less energy per shot. This is the best option overall for precision enhancement in my opinion. Decapitating Stratagem is not bad. I think this one just gives you way more utility on perk effects like Counter-Offensive Protocols or Inexorable Salvo. So for that reason, I do prefer it here, and also it gives you a pretty easy tool to like pinpoint an enemy like a Zoanthrope or a Neurothrope and stuff like that. Now, for our Prestige perk options, we just take Chained Headshots first for more headshot damage on our Bolter option, Unflinching Focus, so we can actually activate our Torrential Sentry guns at all, and the final perks are Stim Boost and Furious Gunstrike for more melee damage after a gunstrike, and that is pretty much all there is for this build, guys. The Omnissian Axe is a super fun weapon on this class. You know, it's definitely my preferred, and hopefully this build guide helped you. And if you like content like this, subscribe for more. And if you want to catch me live to ask me questions about the game or just come hang out, you can find me here on YouTube or on Twitch with a link in the video description alongside a link to my community Discord. I also want to say a special thank you to all my channel members members. Your support has been tremendous and super helpful, and as always, thank you for watching. Take it easy. Bye. Alright, so once we hit Tsunami, or like once we hit the first Tsunami, that's usually when things get a little dicey. I'll say this is probably my favorite build right now for Horde clear. Omnissian Axe is like way more entertaining than the Argent Edge on this class. Argent Edge is just a boring weapon, at least on this guy, because like the whole point you play the Attack Marine, in my opinion, is to like get that mix of that hybrid gameplay. And Argent Edge makes it feel like a gunstrike simulator. Kinda is, but there you go. Here. We'll activate this just in case. We have to fall back, you never know. The animations for the axe on execution make it 20 times better by default. Yeah, the Argent Edge is like, I mean, it's definitely his best weapon, but I mean, honestly, in some cases, Omnissian Axe would be better for ops and hard for the ops and hard strats. I find it weird that you cannot equip a Chainsword and Attack Marine like I can't wield a sword with an engine, because they wanted to give him all the power weapons, so he has Power Sword, Power Axe, and all that kind of stuff. That was a big thing. That was a big push they did. And the Power 98, the Power Gladius, you know, Argent Edge. They want to give you every single powered weapon. I promise you that's part of the reason why. Omnissian Axe and Me for the Slaughter of my Norse enemies means Immortal Attack Marine. Yeah, the Omnissian Rush is probably the single best tool in the entire game for like going through Hormigons, because I don't think you can die. I'm gonna be honest. I think you actually have to be insane to die against just Hormigons on this class. Because all you have to do is just run through them and just do this the entire time. Really 2 button inputs. Now, obviously we throw them drawers, so it's a little different, but Okay. The ratio heroic reduces his drift ratio further. Yeah, the heroic Omnissian axe is like an actual tragedy. I think that's the only heroic in the entire game. I think they need to straight up rework the effect. What's up, Inquisitor? Hello, hello. Alright guys, we're gonna do that. Omnissian axe is pretty peak. Can't lie. Or buff it to where it's not bad. I mean, what are you gonna do to that thing that's gonna make it better than the balance? Not just making it the balance. It's like, okay, let's say you have a lunging attack on it that does a bunch of damage. What the fuck are you gonna do to it that's gonna make it better than the one that already, like the lunging attack already insta-kills guys on the balance one? 100 to 0's Majoris, which is like the whole point of the lunging perk in the first place. It's just a bad weapon. I think the perk design by is fundamentally flawed. One shot the Terminus, yeah. We gotta make it one shot all the Extremis and Terminus. But like, even then, one shot the Extremis on lunging attack would still be pretty shit, because how many times are you actually like ram like a Lictor or something with all 3 charges, or like a Terminator? It did not cook with that perk effect. Well, this is a really boring perk. Ow. I'm being sunlocked. This could think they're dead. Oh, I definitely shot him. What difficulty this is hard strats. The custom hard strat. I love Biowars. Why did he just die? Why did he just die? Did he get friendly fired? I actually need that execute, or I need to see feedback from that. Oh, this is riveting. All right, we're gonna maneuver over here, so we're not in like death range. Oh, that's an awkward tree placement. Gatekeeping me from killing them. Alright, I'm gonna kill him over here if I can. Double heroic plasma on the heavy is the opposite day loadout. Kind of true. You know, we're gonna use that over here on this guy. I want to get rid of you. Dude, thanks for the tactical build recently. The Auspex perk stacking details help a lot, dude. Yeah, concentrate fire and price calibration has been the go-to for ages now. And I hope you're doing well. What class is best for just absolute max damage? Max damage, tac. Tactical is just the best class for damage in the game. I mean, Auspex, you just like that. Bulwark is the best class overall, I would say. But just in terms of what it can do by itself. Actually, honestly, it might just be tac now. If you're playing perfectly. I'd say Bulwark's more practical, though.
The Cadians are running out of time. How close are you to the Promethean facility?
On location, Lieutenant.
You are making good time. You're going to need it.
I was so battle focused and applying a scan with stack with any other perk. Apparently not. It used to. They nerfed that. It was too strong, we thought. A little too strong. There's just like one comboing, one shotting guys.
Magazines. This tarantula is still battle-worthy.
Charge has been armed. Rites of activation have been observed. The generators handling the machine.
I guess I'll take a Fire Blaster canister.
Crane sequencing.
You have not been so blessed with the equipment in this game. Say that. Not supremely blessed. Oh, okay, just blocking, I guess.
Disruption of operation at generator 2. Bring it into the Omnissian's proper alignment.
Where she is, right here.
Instability detected in generator 2. Operator requested. X-axis aligned by the Omnissian's will.
I should play Tech Marine with the axe more often, as this aura is undeniably. Argenez spoiled me. Argenez is just like hilariously good in Space Marine 2 right now.
Generator 3 is discharging a regular current. Eliminates these unholy fluctuations.
Okay. That's another fun part about Biovores. If they body block you with the spore mines from shooting them at times with like high single shot weapons. They're gonna do this. No, it's too slow. We'll be fine.
Attention, spore mines detected. Replenishing ordnance. Automated weaponry engaged. Xenos Psycho annihilated. Gunstrike ready to deploy.
Y-axis attention. I should have this thing. Crane retractors channel. Perform the necessary cleansing to resume operation.
SCG, which weapon do you think is best for the heavy in Siege? For the heavy,
Cycling cartridges.
or the Heroic Heavy Bolter, or Heroic Heavy Bolter is really strong on him, but also Plasma, Multi-Melter, probably. I mean, Multi-Melter since the 2-shot got nerfed. I don't know, it doesn't seem like Heavy's not that strong in Siege mode right now anyways, but I think for general gameplay, the Heroic Heavy Bolter will be best for most players. Because I think what's going to kill most players in Space Marine 2 on Siege mode is getting stunlocked by Extremis. And Defense Imperial Window will help with that.
Xenos Alpha Beast eradicated.
What do you think are the best weapons for tactical for damage at the moment? I mean, Pyro Blaster and Heroic Heavy Bolter. The grain launchers are just objectively the best now. Another question.
Demolition deployment sequence updated. Now there is logged under the Omnissian's watchful oculus.
Nothing. It is done. Now let us watch the Xenos burn. There is an observation platform
Is either the one-handed carbine buff make it good, or is it still cheeks? It is okay. Needs more ammo. This needs more ammo. That's the biggest thing about that weapon. Hit sent. Hold on. I know. L streamer. Terrible alerts. Thank you very much for the tip, Wesley. I appreciate that. Sorry for his doxed you on accident. But thank you very much, Mike Medzer. I appreciate that. Yeah, FTG, did the one-handed carbine buffs make it good, or is this still... Oh, right, that's right. Yeah, so on the note of the one-handed carbine. It's okay. Like, it is okay, it works. It actually has pretty good contested health recovery. The place where it really falters is like the horrific ammo economy, and the perk tree being very boring. Why don't you use your favorite weapon, the heroic Omnissian axe? That's a mystery, really. Why am I not using the heroic Omnissian axe? And melee, I mean Argent Edge and White Scarf Chainsword are his best melee options.
Facility. Run distraction efforts as long as you can. I will fight in the thick of these Xenos as long as you need. I will hold you to that.
Gotta do short to be productive today, but I wanted to swing by and say what's up. I hope you guys have a great one. Take it easy, Gary. Thanks for stopping by, brother. Ah, yes. My favorite enemies. I kind of want that turret over there. Wow, you fucking murdered that thing in 2 seconds. Poor little turret. I want to kill this Devourer back here before I deal with this guy. That's why. I'm ready to go over here.
Gunstrike ready to deploy. Automated. Stealth-based Xenos revealed and removed. Formidable Tyranid organism terminated.
I like how this is the last guy I get sold. That's the one I wanted to kill first, and he's the last one that lived in that portion of the wave. I love it. I love to see it. What's up, FTG? What's up, Doom Guy? We're just playing a little bit of SM2. You've done many times before.
No turning back. Understood. I can restore this sentry to operational status.
Grenade launcher being fair and balanced as always. I mean, I don't think the grenade launcher is OP on the Tech Marine. It's just the strongest weapon on him. It's just strong. On attack, it's pretty OP. After you've read the Horse Heresy, I read parts of it. I've read like every single book from like start to finish. But
Gun strike ready to deploy. Psychic organism purged.
that shit's always comical, dude.
The bulk of the swarm is continuing along the predicted path. Continue holding.
Oh, thank you, Tyrannus Sword Warrior, for absorbing all of my shots.
Organism destroyed. Cycling cartridges.
Just the coolest guy. Whoops. Can you read the use case scenario of the bolt rifle grenade launcher versus a rogue heavy bolt rifle? I mean, it's like literally just one perk change. It's like recoupment just goes down one list, that's it. That's the only difference.
Check your log. Replenishing ordnance. Repurposing battlefield sentry. Server harness gun available. Monsters xenos eradicated. Small light objectives here. Halfway there, brothers. Keep it up. Large Tyranid organism destroyed.
I like this, dude. That was it. We don't have our no knockback up right now, so every whip attack's gonna stun us.
Server gun is fully operational.
The swarm has almost fully committed. Be ready for my mark.
Tyranid leader base destroyed. Restoring sentry to battle-ready status.
The video for max damage build on attack, I mean, it's from just like every attack build ever, is max damage on the Auspex, but yeah. You look through my tactical guides to give you everything you need.
You are clear to detonate. Quick those rotten bastards. Let us spark the flames of vengeance.
Gun strike ready to deploy. Inserting fresh magazines.
Oh joy.
Extraction complete.
Hey, we did a chat. It's the strongest primary protect marine, this one heroic heavy bolt rifle. The 2 grenade launcher options are the best for him because it's giving back like instantaneous contested health, which like as you saw multiple times in that run saves your life. If you lose contested health in this class, it's really hard to get it back quickly because your knockdown time is so long that it'll start to drain before you can get back up.